Many of you may have heard about one of Dart Zone's new releases, the Deuce Pro. Needless to say, I was very interested when I first saw it, particularly because the main reason was particularly the hot swappable chambers. You fire off your shots, you pop it out, you put a new one in, and you're good. However, the downside of that to me is that that blast was really begging to be one-hand wieldable, and it wasn't. So, why would you not just use a magazine one in that case? To me, revolver is the appeal of revolvers is one-hand action. So today we're going to be doing the next best thing by taking a Hammershot and modding it to have hot swappable chambers. So let's get into it. Okay, so your pieces here are your chamber, right? And then you've got these other two pieces. This goes in here, and this is the rotating piece that interlocks with that to allow the chamber to rotate. And then this is what gives this piece stability. So the first thing that I did is, now, preface this by saying, normally, I'm assuming, I haven't done one of these before, but you would probably just leave these connected because there's a screw going between them. You would just leave these two connected and then have the whole mechanism. However, I didn't want to do that because it's simple. But really the main reason is because I just wanted something a bit less bulky, this, rather than having to have all of this. So that's why. So the first thing that I did was I took a nail that was the big enough size to big enough that it would be a somewhat snug fit in here, but could still freely rotate, but would have enough friction that it wouldn't spin around inside this thing. So that way you can still keep that freedom of motion. I did check this particular size. I don't know what it is, but it does rotate the barrel reliably. So I'm going to keep that in. It'll just be friction fit in. There is enough friction to keep it in place. So just going to stick with that for now. And I also removed the pegs from the chamber. In addition to this being a previous mod, the air restrictors are gone, but this will allow you to shoot half darts. So I'm going to make some cuts here, somewhere here, so that way I can be able to remove the drum when fully loaded. So I'll cut to that. So, basic gist, now that it's been cut, I'm going to be attaching a hinge, so that way I can flip it to undo it. But in order to get everything lined up, I'm going to glue this piece back temporarily with hot glue. And just apply a thin thing. And then squish. Make sure it's as lined up as possible. Alright, so now that it is lightly in place, I'm going to be taking the hinge piece and then just loosely mapping out where you're going to be based on your hinge. Kind of looks like a face, but that's the general gist. And then I'll be drilling some of these holes, these two and these two, and then drilling there. This is where everything is lined up. Well, it's been a while, and here's the final design. Pretty cool. So, what is the final basis of all this? So, main thing here for the locking mechanism is just this metal bar, and then it's been mushroomed out and there's been a hole through it with a bent screw, and then on the inside of this there's another hole with a nail going through it, that's been glued in. And basically, when you have this in the up position, you can push it all the way in, and then when you turn it down this side, it locks in place because it's butting up against the post that this screw is in. So I can't pull it out until I turn it up and pull it forward. I drilled a hole in there, so that way, when it's in the up position, you push it in, turn it around, and it's reasonably locked in place. Well enough. Some hot glue along the sides to help reinforce everything, as well as obviously these screws to cement this on. I didn't put this screw in because there's a dart post there. So yeah, that's the main modification to the blaster. The drums. As you can see, I used some super glue and pushed these in. They're usually on a spring thing, and I pushed them in and then glued them like that, so they're stuck. So they're always pressing against the foam to get a good seal. The other main thing, obviously, like I said before, I removed the dart post, but there was a lip that was on this, and I sanded it down. You can see it better on this one, actually, I think. Just see where it kind of is edged out. So I sanded it down because it would prevent me from putting it in there. So you had to sand that down. So the basic way that this goes is you twist it, pull it open, you look, and you line it up. You give it a little bit of a twist. You make sure that this is pointed downwards. This little foot thing, the wide end is pointed downwards. You jam it in, you push, you lock, you fire off your shots, and rinse and repeat. And see how easy that was? I think it's going to be a lot faster than just having to manually reload. But to make sure it is, and that this wasn't just a huge waste of time, we're going to test it in some firing footage right now. Okay, so we got a normal Hammershot here. I'm going to just load it up with 5 darts. And I've got 5 more in reserve. I'm going to just kind of line them up, make them a little bit easier to reload. And we're going to time it, so let's go. And reloading. Alright, so that's our baseline. Pretty decent time. And now we're going to try mine. Alright, my version. I mean, I think it was faster. Might not have been, the widest difference in time, but it was still faster. So let's wrap it up with some final thoughts. So, was this significantly better than a normal Hammershot? No, but this one is way more fun. So I consider that a win. It's slightly faster, not a significant enough amount, but it is technically faster. And I'm able to do it even a lot faster when I'm not having to, worry about the camera and trying to go as fast as I can. It's one of those things where the harder I try, the worse I do. So when I'm not trying, I can get it down really fast. You'll just have to take my word on that. So yeah, I mean, it's not the most practical build, the way I did it at least. There are probably some build kits out there that you can instantly do this and do it a lot better. But I had a lot of fun building this, so that's worth it to me, in my opinion, from where I stand. So yeah, thank you very much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like. If you like the videos I do, consider subscribing. I upload videos every Thursday, and don't really got anything else to say, so see ya.